ורק ממוני מכל ושוי אשר בו בוחר בוני מקולו ורק ממוני מכל ושוי
איי 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 ושמחתו בחגךו ויהיו ייזו אך סומיה ושמחתו בחגךו ויהיו ייזו אך סומיה
איי 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 ושמחתו בחגךו ויהיו ייזו אך סומיה ושמחתו
Moadim L'Simcha, everyone, and a good morning. Today is Yud Chet Nisan, and it's the Yortzeit of one of the greatest Jews that ever lived, one who I admit most of my Torah came from his students, and that is Rabbi Joseph B. Soloveitchik. And I'd like to dedicate all the words of Torah I'm about to say to Harav Yosef Dov ben Harav Moshe Levi, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, and quote something that he said that's very simple but makes perfect sense. During the holiday of Pesach, as everybody knows, we do not say a full Hallel after the first day or after the first 2 days of Yontif. And the question is why? The Gemara in Erchin, Daf Yud Amud Bet, says simply, I'll tell you why. Because on Sukkot every day, the Korban in the Beit HaMikdash changed. Every day there were different sacrifices. Therefore, on Sukkot, when you daven, you have to make sure to have a machzor in front of you. And even if you know the Yontif Musaf Amida pretty much by heart, you'll probably need a machzor because every single day you're going to have to say something else because the korbanot, the sacrifices, change every single day. Not so on Pesach. On Pesach, we basically lay in the same maftir every day from the second day or the third day of Pesach through the end. And we even say, Layom Shivat Yamim. Many Jews have said in shul, it's like
can't be random,
thing.
Can't be for naught. Oh, these things were never taught. Oh, the things that people do in shul. Ko'ele, 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 na 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 na. Ko'ele, 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 da 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 da.
This is the way you do it for 7 days. You don't have to remember too much. If you read it once or twice, you can probably know it by heart. It's the same korban every day. So basically says the Gemara in Erchin, when the korban changes from day before to the day after, you say Hallel. So let's say Erev Shavuos, there's no Musaf korbanot, no Musaf sacrifices. On Shavuos there is, so it changed. We say Hallel. On Sukkot, every day it changed. We say Hallel. But on Pesach, it changed from Erev Pesach to Pesach itself. But from the second day or the third day on, it did not change at all, and therefore we don't say Hallel. That's the Gemara. Comes along the Shibbolei Haleket, quoted by the Beit Joseph and others, and they bring a different reason. The reason we probably were taught in pre-1K, and that is Ma'aseh Yadai Tovin Bayam Va'atem Omrim Shira. It's impossible that the Egyptians drowned it at the end of Pesach in the Sea of Reeds, and we're, happy clappy and saying it. God says, my creations are drowning. They deserved it. There was no choice. That's the way you had to save the Jewish people. But quite frankly, it's not something to say a full Hallel for. Just like over the Seder, we dipped a little out of our cup when we talked about the 10 plagues. It's necessary, but we don't go ahead and happy and clappy when our enemies die. We're happy when the Jews are saved. So Hallel we say, but a half Hallel. We impinge a little on the Hallel because at the end of the day, Egyptians did die. Necessary, but not something to be so happy about. Said Rav Soloveitchik, if you look in the Gemara in Erchin, going back to what I started with, there are 2 reasons to say Hallel. 2 mechayvim, 2 obligators. One is the Yontiv. The other is saying thanks to God. For the sake of Yontiv, we don't change the Hallel because the Korban, the sacrifices, says the same. However, for the sake of saying thanks to God for the miracles of Pesach, and especially on the 7th day for the miracle of the splitting of the Sea of Reeds, we would have said a full Hallel, but we can't because the Egyptians drowned it. So as you have it, there are 2 reasons, because there's 2 reasons to say Hallel, either because of the Yontiv or because of a miracle. So on Hanukkah we say Hallel because of the miracle, saying thanks to God. And on Yontiv we usually say thank you because of the Yontiv. Comes along Pesach, because there were both miracles and it's a Yontiv, we would have said a full Hallel for 2 reasons. Therefore, we needed two reasons to subtract from that. The first reason is because the korbanot don't change. That takes care of the yontiv obligator. And the second reason, saying thanks to God, we don't say a full hallel because we have to show that even though it was necessary, we're not happy that Egyptians had to die.
Ismachtem lifnai Hashem Hashem Elokeichem Migudol ve'ad kuto
Asher bu buchar buni mikolom Ve'roik memuni mikol u'shoyin Asher bu buchar buni mikolom Ve'roik memuni mikol u'shoyin
Ay ay ay